Everybody, I was just reading some reports online, mostly the Bleacher Report, and there are other sites out there that talk about this. But as you can see right here, one of the most talked about things for WrestleMania, a week from this Sunday, is John Cena and The Miz and The Rock. Now, a lot of people don't know exactly what could happen this Sunday. Now, I don't know either. I mentioned this in my recent video where I talked about a championship pattern and how WWE could continue that championship pattern by having the WWE Championship change hands. Now, that indeed could happen. In fact, the Bleacher Report was asking the question, what will happen to The Miz after Mania? Well, honestly, I don't think nothing bad's going to happen to The Miz. I think The Miz is going to stay at the top of the card. I truly do. Now, somebody pointed out after they read this article where this question was being asked, that because of the fact that everything is happening with The Rock, Cena, and Miz, that it's almost predictable that Miz is going to walk out of WrestleMania 27 still the WWE Champion. Now, that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me in the least. But then again, he may not walk out as champion. Some of the things that people point out at certain websites like the Bleacher Report and like at WrestlingObserver.com is that the ratings have been going down since Miz has been champion. Anytime he's on screen, ratings go down. Except for this Monday, when he revealed his new championship. They said ratings went up that time. Now, I think I can understand why ratings went up. Now, like I say, I'm not somebody that knows it all or anything, but I think I can understand why ratings went up. You see, it wasn't due to the fact that earlier in the night, John Cena pretended to be at home doing his live ice satellite interview. No. You see, fans knew what was going to happen. You see, you got to realize one thing. When fans go on certain websites out there and they read that the advertised dark match is going to feature a wrestler who, on screen, television-wise, storyline-wise, is not scheduled to be there, then it's too obvious to them that that person's going to show up in the arena on television. But you see, that is why some people always tune in. Because they want to see if maybe that's going to happen or not. And that's probably what happened this past Monday. Excuse me. But again, that's probably what happened this past Monday. Everybody knew that read the spoilers, knew John Cena was going to be there for a dark match. So why advertise him for Raw doing a Vice satellite deal when you know he's going to be there? You see, a lot of people could look at that, like I said, as the fact that fans want to see if WWE is going to keep the word and keep Cena off television for about a week. Or is he going to, make it obvious that he's in the building? I mean, some people pointed out the fact that it was obvious right off the bat. Due to the fact that you saw the furniture and everything that's used for Teddy Long's office. So the question now remains is how is these three going to factor in with Mania? And as far as the WWE Championship goes. Well, the person that reported and asked the question, what happens to The Miz after Mania, feels as though that Miz will get a rematch if he loses at Extreme Rules. But that'll be about it. And that they don't see Miz holding another WWE or World Championship ever again. Now, the U.S. and the IC title, maybe a tag title, would be an exception. But according to this reporter at BleacherReport.com, they don't see it happening. They don't see Miz being champion, WWE or world champion again. In fact, they even credit Dave Meltzer with pointing out the fact that ratings have gone down when Miz has been champion and he's been on screen. Well, there's a reason for that too. It's the fact that Miz is all over the place. I mean, when you're watching Miz compete, you hear Michael Cole, you hear Josh Matthews or Jerry Lawler saying that Miz is going to be on this talk show or on that talk show, or he's going to make an appearance on this morning show. When people hear that, it's like, okay, if we have to see Miz there, that's fine, but we don't have to hear and see him on WWE television if we're going to see him outside of it. And folks, there's another reason too. I pointed this out in my Raw review about Michael Cole, and maybe the same could be said for The Miz. Maybe the reason viewership drops every time The Miz is on television, according to the likes of Dave Meltzer, WrestlingObserver.com, Bleacher Report, and many others. The reason ratings go down is because it's not the fact that people can't take Miz seriously as champion, and it's not because of the way he's booked. It's the way he's being portrayed. See, he's not being booked as a weak champion, far from it. He's more booked as an average cowardly champion, the kind of heel champion that you like to boo, that you love to boo, that you love to hate. But he's not booked as a weak champion. No, he's being booked and portrayed as a kid. That's right, as a little kid living out his dream in a man's world. That's what he's being booked at, people. As a high school jock little kid. That's all he's being booked at, just like with Michael Cole. Now, I know that may not make sense to a lot of you people, but that's the way I look at it. Because I guarantee you, if they were to book Miz strong and portray him as a strong heel champion that did not need help from anybody, because he's proven it in the past, then people would probably take him seriously. People would probably tune in to see him more than they would like to, or more than what WWE is losing. But you see, that's just the thing, folks. That's just the thing. It's all due to the fact that he's not being booked as a weak champion. It's the fact that he's being booked and portrayed as a young kid living in a man's world. That's all he is. That's what he's being portrayed as. That's what it looks like to me. Like a little high school jock in a man's world, just like with Michael Cole. I mean, I can understand WWE wants to reach those kids in that high school demographic and all that, but you don't do it this way. You book people the way you know they could get over, but in a way that's not embarrassing. That doesn't make people want to shut off or shut off the TV or change the channels. Now, again, how does Rock play into this scenario? Well, the thing is, if Rock plays into the scenario in some ways, then there's no doubt Miz could probably walk out as champion. I mean, how many of us do not see Rock walking down the aisle during the match, distracting John Cena? Miz hits the skull crushing finale, gets the 1, 2, 3, or does a roll up holding the tights and gets the 1, 2, 3. Who does not see that happening? I mean, come on, raise your hands. Who does not see that happening? Because I do. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to have John Cena know Miz is going to sneak up from behind him, reverse the skull-crushing finale into the STF. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but still, I'm just saying. You know, who does not see those two other possibilities happening? Now, I can understand that if maybe, with the word going around that Rock's probably going to wrestle later this year at SummerSlam perhaps, I could probably understand the business logic in putting the title on Cena and having him hold it up until SummerSlam, and then in one of the most epic matches people have been waiting to see, have John Cena defend against The Rock. I mean, I can understand there would be a reasoning for that. But still, folks, who does not see, like I say, those two possibilities, like I said, with Miz retaining? Unless, like I said in my previous video, WWE decides to keep have the championship change hands. I'm just saying, folks, it just seems to me, it seems to be a little too obvious in two ways. I mean, some people are saying that Miz is being overshadowed due to the whole Rock Cena deal, and that he's only inserted in there because of who he is. Well, here's the thing. For people that think Miz is going to lose, you might be right. But then again, if Miz retains, then that shows that WWE is not ready to take the title off Miz yet. You see, WWE put too much into Miz right now to say, okay, we're going to have him drop the title at Mania. They put too much stock into him. But then again, according to various reports, Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer, PWI Torch, Bleacher, they all say that due to the fact that Miz is losing viewership when he's champion, the WWE is losing viewership with Miz as champion, that the best option is to make Cena champion. And that might happen, but we don't know. We don't know, folks. Because like I said, Rock's the wild card. And like I've been asking, will a championship pattern continue? Tell me what you guys think. Do you think Rock might cost Cena the match? Do you think some people are saying it's too predictable that Miz is going to walk out champion? Or, folks, is Cena going to walk out champion? See, we don't know. I mean, is WWE going to put the title on Cena, have him hold on to it until SummerSlam, and then have him defend it against The Rock? We don't know. But the thing is, we know one thing. One or two questions are going to be answered at WrestleMania with these three. There's no doubt about it. So tell me what you guys think. Give me your responses, and I'll talk to you later.